First step that I take before I start to embellish is actually to baste the patchwork piece down to a very lightweight backing. And I usually use what they call harem cloth, and I get that from Dharma Trading. I think it's very much like a very, very lightweight muslin, some people might call it. It's not really cheesecloth, but it is very sheer, but it's tight enough in weave to have some stability. It really weighs literally nothing, and it's a great first layer to stabilize your piece and make it more friendly for embellishment. You can also use a lightweight curtain fabric. This is just a cotton, has a grid on it, that's fine. Actually, that comes in handy sometimes. But any lightweight blouse fabric or cotton lawn, anything like that, the idea is that it's going to hold your piece together, it's going to stabilize it, but it's not going to add any weight or really any thickness. And then you'll go back and do the same. I've already basted these seams down, so now I'm doing my second baste. And I'm really taking a very large stitch on the back now, because I'm really trying just to tack it down. I mean, you can make the stitch as long as an inch maybe. And what I'll do is I'll just do that all the way across the piece at about inch. You could even do a half-inch interval if your fabrics are really slippery. The idea is you want to make them touch and stay put in some way. So in this case, I've really extended the long stitch on the back to be very long, because it makes the process go faster. And it's really not necessary to have that many stitches. When you're basting your seams, you need a lot more stitches to hold that in place and make sure that it doesn't slip. Now I've done I've actually basted this one down to a backing. Now, when you think about that, if you think you're going to be working or adding anything around the edge, it'd probably be good for you to add a little extra around the edge. This also comes in handy when you want to attach pieces together in some sort of collage method. And as you can see, the stitches are so long you can hardly see the tiny stitch on the back. And I've drawn on this one. I'm going to do some work later, but I consider that as an embellishment, so I wanted to put this on a piece first. And also I wanted to say, in this case I didn't baste my seams first. There was only really one. So I actually basted the seam down while I was basting the piece to the backing, because I really didn't need to waste that time. In some cases your piece, this is basted a lot everywhere. And I don't intend to make it any larger, so I've basically just made the piece, the backing piece, the same size. And I did want to mention too, sometimes pieces just fall together and you know they're right, so you might as well just baste them in along with the initial baste if you know you're not going to change them. And if you don't have large enough pieces for the back, there's nothing to keep you from piecing that also. I mean, you can collage the gauze on the back to make it even. You don't have to use one big piece. It really, you can start to feel really what happens once you get this layer on. And then after that, we're ready to do some embroidery and applique and anything else we want to do to decorate.